good evening, all beloved viewers. You're watching on Live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the top stories. The head of state preside over the sixth session of the Council of Ministers. Djibouti set its sight on protecting its green heritage. For the international scene, the World Cup 2026 historic affiliate team tournament and first ever halftime show during the final. Those were the headlines. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. Under the chairmanship of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili, the Council of Ministers held its sixth session on Thursday, June 9, 2026 at the Presidential Palace. Several government was approval, and let us listen to our colleague Mohamed Aden.
At the beginning of the session, President Ismail Margili expressed his sincere gratitude to the entire Egyptian population, members of the government, and foreign delegations who supported the family during the bereavement following the passing of Ms. Nazli Abdallah Muhammad Kamil. May Almighty Allah grant the deceased His infinite mercy and welcome her into His eternal paradise. The following texts were examined and approved. The Ministry of Energy in charge of Natural Resources draft law approving the 2024 financial statement of EDD. EDD's financial statement for the 2024 fiscal year show revenue. The 2024 fiscal year generated a profit of 1.46 billion, down from 2.9 billion in 2023. Revenue increased by 6.1 billion, rising from 35.8 billion in 2023 to 41.9 billion in 2024. This growth was mainly driven by a 2% increase in turnover from energy sales, works and services, reaching 32.4 billion compared with the 31.6 billion in 2023. This increase is largely linked to growing demand from customers in Djibouti City. Operating expenses rose by 26% from 31.2 billion in 2023 to 39.4 billion in 2024, an increase of 8.1 billion. Major expenditure include fuel purchases 4.1 billion, other purchases 11.1 billion, external expenses 1.6 billion, personnel costs 3.7 billion compared with 3.4 billion in 2023, tax and duties 3.8 billion, depreciations and provisions 14.7 billion compared with 9.6 billion in 2023. EDD production is increased by 7.2%, reaching 763,851 megawatt, distributed as follows. Interconnection is 438,529 megawatt, diesel generator is 118,783 megawatt, and wind energy 2,539 megawatt. The workforce stood at 1,164 employees in 2024 compared with 1,146 in 2023. EDD also invested 2.1 billion in 2024 in software, building, technical installation equipment and tools of office furniture, IT equipment and vehicles. The Ministry of Labor in charge of formalization, social protection draft law approving the financial statement of the CNSS. The CNSS financial statement for 2023 showed revenue of 36 billion and expenditure of 32 billion, resulting in a surplus of 3.5 billion. The 2023 fiscal year therefore generated a surplus of 3.5 billion, down from 4.4 billion in 2022. Revenue amounted to 36.4 billion compared with 37.7 billion in 2022, a decrease of 1.3 billion. Revenue mainly came from General Scheme contribution 21.4 billion, Special Scheme contributions 5.7 billion, financial income 645 million, reversals of depreciations and provisions 2.1 billion, expenses totaled 32.8 billion compared with 33.3 billion in 2022, representing a decline of 1.39%. Scheme-related expenditure increased by 12.05% to 13.3 billion, while personal expenses rose by 8.47% from 4.6 billion to 5.05 billion. Financial assets reached 9.9 billion compared with 8 billion in 2022, mainly due to increase in equity investment, reductions in guarantee loans, increase in deposit and guaranteed. The CNSS also invested in software and licenses, buildings, offices, and IT equipment and general installations. Ongoing assets notably include the construction of the new hospital. The Ministry of Justice, Penitentiary Affairs, Human Rights and Relations with Parliament draft decree on the resignations of a magistrate. This decree formally records the resignations of Mr. Issam Khalid Abdallah in accordance with the applicable laws and regulations, acknowledge the permanent terminations of his judicial duties. Draft decree authorizing the practice of law. This decree grants Mr. Issam Khalid Abdallah authorization to practice as a lawyer in accordance with the law number 236 EN 87 first L on January 25, 1987, governing the legal profession. Minister of Higher Education and Research draft decree appointing the President of the University of Djibouti, Dr. Madina Daher Oukiye, currently Secretary General of the University of Djibouti, is appointed President of the University of Djibouti. She replaced Dr. Jama Mohammed Hassan. Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training draft decree extending the provisions of decree number 2020-234 PR MENFOP of September 14, 2020. The decree extends for an additional 5 years the provisions, establishment, and defining conditions for access to and issuance of the secondary school certificate entitled Certificate of High School Graduation. The 2020 decree created a specific legal framework for a secondary school certificate distinct from the National Baccalaureate, primarily intended for internationally oriented institutions. It defines admission requirements, organizations of teaching, assessment procedures, certification conditions. The system supports the adaptations of Djibouti's educational system to international standards and respond to the needs of students from international background and refugee communities. Since its implementation, particularly at the Horn of Africa School, the mechanism have proven effective in ensuring continuity in educational pathway and secure certification procedure. The new decree therefore maintains this framework and extends it for another 5 years. The Ministry of Budget draft order allocating a plot of land in Humbuli to Pyramid Care Rental SARL. The order allocates a 4,010 meter square plot of land in Humbuli to Pyramid Car Rental SARL. This land is intended for the construction of a vehicle showroom and maintenance center. Communication. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training presented a report on the progress of the 2025-2026 national end-of-year examinations. He stated that examinations are proceeding smoothly and according to schedule. Candidate numbers were as follows. Basic Education Certificate held on May 31, 2026, 11,433 candidates. Arabic BPC 358 candidates. Baccalaureate 2026 session is 9,813 candidates, including 7,571 in general education, 1,866 in vocational education, and 376 in Arabic stream. The general baccalaureate examinations are being held in 12 examination centers, including 7 in Djibouti City and 5 in the interior regions. The minister emphasized that all necessary logistical material and security arrangements have been put in place and praised the commitment of teachers, school administrators, administrative staffs, and all stakeholders involved. He also expressed the education community gratitude to President Ismail Omar Guelleh for his continued support for the education sector and his vision for human development. The Minister of Muslim Affairs and Waqf Property reported on his participation in the 15th Grand Hajj Symposiums and the official closing ceremony of the 2026 Hajj season organized by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The Djiboutian delegation participated in the ministerial conference, specialized workforce, workshop, and the meeting focused on improving Hajj organization, digitalizing services, managing pilgrims flow, integrating new technology for pilgrims. The minister also visited Egyptian pilgrims in Mecca to assess their conditions and support services. He highlighted that the mission was marked by the award of the gold medal of the Labaitum Prize to the Egyptian Pilgrims Affairs Offices granted by the Saudi Ministry of Hajj and Umrah. This prestigious distinction recognizes the quality of organization, supervision, and services provided to Egyptian pilgrims and reflects international recognition to the government of effort to continuously improve pilgrimage conditions. The Minister of Labor in charge of Formalization and Social Protection reported on his participation in the 114th sessions of the International Labour Conference organized by the International Labour Organization in Geneva, held from 1 to 12 June 2026.
That was the Council of Ministers, and now a farewell visit of the Ambassador of Russia, the President of the National Assembly, Dileita Mohammed Dileita, received Ambassador of the Russian Federation to Djibouti, Mr. Mikhail, on Tuesday, June 9, 2026. On the occasion of his farewell visit, the two officials reviewed the bilateral relation between Djibouti and Russia and welcomed the progress achieved in various areas of cooperation. The President of the National Assembly highlighted the positive impact of exchange during the Russian diplomat his tenure and reaffirmed Djibouti's commitment to strengthen this mutually beneficial partnership. Inauguration of the school library in Yobaki Primary School, hosted the inauguration ceremony of a new school library last Monday, reflecting joint effort to improve students' access to knowledge and enhance their learning environment. The ceremony was attended by the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training and Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, as well as the United States Ambassador to Djibouti and Embassy's Cultural and Media Taj, several ministry officials, local and also local authorities, but also representative of education sector also took part in this event. The library, fully funded by United States government, is part of an education support program that has already enable the constructions of several school libraries across the country since 2022. In her speech, the United States ambassador to Djibouti reaffirmed her country's commitment to supporting education and youth development, emphasizing the access to schooling and learning resources play a vital role in improving and empowering future generations. She also noted that the library reflects the strong partnership between Djibouti and the United States in advancing educational opportunities and fostering academic success among students. For his part, the Deputy Prefect of Dakhil Region, Mr. Idris Hussein Abbas, expressed his gratitude to the United States government and the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training for their continued support. He welcomed the inauguration of the new library as a valuable asset for the community, stressing that it will provide students with a conducive environment for learning, reading, and personal development. And now, the Minister of National Education, in his speech, Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, stated that this initiative is a part of an education support program, he said, and has already enabled the construction of several school libraries across the country since 2022. He also underscored the government's commitment to improving educational infrastructure and in ensuring that students, including those in remote areas, have access to quality learning resources that support academic achievement and lifelong learning. An official launch of the baccalaureate examination in Dakhel region. The official launch of the baccalaureate examination took place in Dakhel region in accordance with the guidelines of the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training. This eagerly awaits a stage mark a decisive moment in the academic journey for many students and once again reflect the hard work and also the determination demonstrated by the candidates for the 2026 session. 566 candidates are registered for the general baccalaureate examination, including 523 candidates in French stream and 43 candidates in the Arabic stream coming from various schools across the region. They are sitting for the examination under the optimal condition thanks to the rigorous organization and the preparation carried out in advance. In addition, 210 technical education students have also begun their examination in various specializations, particularly in the field of technology and logistics. In our environment, the World Environment Day celebration held in the Dai Forest in Tajora region on the occasion of World Environment Day observed annually on June 5. The Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development organized the official launch and national celebration on June 8 in Dai Forest, one of the Djibouti's most important natural and ecological heritage sites, held under the theme Act Now for the Climate. The event underscored the urgent need to strengthen environmental protection measures and intensify efforts to address the impact of climate change. The celebration brought together government officials, development partners, local authorities, community representatives, and environmental stakeholders committed to safeguarding the country's natural resources. The ceremony was chaired by the Minister of Environment and Sustainable Development, Mr. Mohamed Ahmed Awale, in the presence of the representative from United Nations Development Programme and Food and Agriculture Organization known as FAO, as well as also the local authorities and resident of Dai. In his address, the minister emphasized the importance of collective action in protecting the ecosystem and preserving biodiversity and promoting sustainable development. The event also provided an opportunity to raise awareness among local communities about environmental challenges and to encounter and also to encourage greater participation in initiatives aimed at protecting natural resources. The Prefect of Tajora region welcomed the organization of the World Environment Day celebration in Dai Forest, highlighting the ecological importance of this unique natural site. He reaffirmed the commitment to supporting environmental protection, biodiversity conservation, and this initiative across the region. The prefect also called for greater community involvement in safeguarding natural resources and stressed the importance of collective action and address the challenges posed by climate change and environmental degradations. For his part, the Minister of Environment and Sustainable Development, Mr. Mohamed Ahmed Awale, emphasized the urgent need to intensify efforts to protect the environment and combat the effect of climate change. He said, "We commend the effort of the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development in promoting environmental protection, but also sustainable resources management. We also appreciate the valuable support provided by our international partners and all stakeholders working to preserve the Dai forest and its ecosystem. The tree planting activities and awareness initiative organized today demonstrate that concrete action can make a real difference, and we encourage all citizens, especially young people, to actively participate in protecting the environment and preserving our natural resources for the future generation," conclude the minister. The activities marking the World Environment Day. On the occasion of the World Environment Day, the Minister of Environment and Sustainable Development, Mr. Mohammed Ahmed Awale, took part in a series of activities aimed at promoting the protection and preservation of the Dai Forest, an emblematic site on the Tajora region. The minister planted trees on the Dai forest, but also symbolizing that this symbolized the commitment of the ministry and local authorities to reforestation and fight against deforestation. The delegation then visited the Dai Forest site, an initiative of the Jora Regional Council. This visit aimed to assess the local water resources and strengthen effort toward the sustainable management of forest ecosystem.
Sore wahana gamsi hegela sirito hegela wahana gamsi hairo ayunti sore wahana gamsi malako arhibe nekeni wahan kote ambalama nirabarabe.
Today, the Minister of Trade and Tourism met with the Golden Africa in Djibouti as part of the effort to monitor the supply of the national markets and combat the high cost of living. The Minister of Trade and Tourism, Mr. Orbis Halef Orbis, held a working meeting with the Chief Executive Officer of Golden Africa Djibouti, a company specializing in the production of oil. Discussion will focus on market supply, prices, stability, and strengthen cooperation between the ministries and service, but also the company. Djibouti participate in the African Union ministerial meeting on the youth, culture, and sport. The Republic of Djibouti took part in the fight in the extraordinary fifth virtual session of African Union Specialized Technical Committee on Youth, Culture, and Sport. The Djiboutian delegation was led by the Minister of Youth and Culture, Ms. Fardousa Moussa, accompanied by the Secretary of State for Sport, Ms. Fatouma Ali. The discussion will focus in particular on the governance of African sport of the year 2031 African Games to be hosted by Uganda anti-doping effort, but also the call for the bids to host on 2035 African Game Vision. A mission of the independent high authorities for the prevention of fight against corruption in Addis Ababa. A delegation from the independent high authorities for the prevention and fight against corruption, led by its president, Ms. Badria Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim. She conducted a working mission to Addis Ababa on June 9 to 10, 2026. The delegation met with the ambassador of Sweden accredited in Ethiopia, in order to explore the opportunities for cooperation in the areas of anti-corruption, transparency, good governance, and institutional capacity building. Indeed, a meeting with the chairperson of the African Union, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, the Djiboutian delegation also paid a courtesy visit to the chairperson of the African Union Commission, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf. The discussion were focused on strengthening national legal framework for combating corruption, promoting transparency and good governance, but also consolidating accountability mechanism. The meeting provided an opportunity to exchange views on national effort aimed at strengthening the legal and institutional framework for combating corruption as well as promoting transparency, the good governance, and reinforcing accountability mechanism within a public institution. The Djiboutian delegation reaffirmed its commitment to continue ongoing reform in this area in close collaboration with the regional and international partners. And to finish this edition with the international news, the FIFA Cup 2026 World Cup History Edition. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is set to be held to be the largest edition in the tournament in history, featuring the participation of 48 national team, co-hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The competition will take place from June 11 to July 19, 2026. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.